boys and girls, we are correcting weekly language review number 7. You should have your red correcting tool out, ready to go. If you get the question right, put a star. If you get it wrong, fix it, and you do not need to put a star. So, day 1, box 1. A question sentence asks, bubble the question sentence. So, remember, a question sentence will have a question mark at the end. It's also called an interrogative sentence. The teacher gave a test. Does this have a question mark? No. Who left me this cupcake? Does that end with a question mark? Yes. So I will bubble it in. Let's go get ice cream. Does that end with a question mark? No. Circle the plural nouns. Plural means more than one. Cupcakes, is that more than one? Yes. Cherry. Nope, that's just one. Foxes. Yes, there's an ES at the end. Quizzes. Yes, it is more than one. Snail. Nope. Babies. Yes, they've changed the Y to an IES because there's more than one. Rabbits. Yep, they put an S at the end. Turtle. Nope, that's just one. Right? P for present, F for future, and PT for past tense. So we're looking at the verbs. The cupcake is scrumptious. Is our verb. Is going to be present. The truck will be late. Will be is our verbs that we're looking at. That means future. It's telling us about something that will happen in the future. Tim jumped from the ledge. Jumped is our verb. It has an ED ending, which means it happened in the past. Your next one is replace the underlined word with the correct verb. Is you coming over today? That's not right. It should be are you coming over today? Tuesday be the last day to turn it in? Well, that's not correct. It should be Tuesday is the last day to turn it in. That is row 1. Make sure you have put star or corrections in red. Day 2, box 1. Underline the complete predicate. Remember, to be a complete sentence, you need to have a subject and a predicate. A subject tells you who or what the sentence is about, and the predicate says what that subject does. So you're looking for the verb. My cousins waved goodbye to me. Well, the subject would be my cousins, and what did those cousins do? They waved goodbye to me. This would be the complete predicate. The simple predicate, if they asked you for simple, which they don't, would just be the word waved, but the complete would be the whole sentence, or the whole waved goodbye to me. Add punctuation to make this sentence correct. My dad said, hurry up and eat your dinner. Well, this is something the dad is saying, so you need to have a comma after the word said, then you need to have a quotation mark, you need to have a capital H, because that's the first word inside the quotation marks. The dad was saying, hurry up and eat your dinner. That sounds like it might have an exclamation point at the end. And then you'd need quotation marks to close that sentence out. Start if you got it right, fix it if you got it wrong. What's the meaning of the underlined word? The sluggish snail finally arrived. Well, I can tell what this word means using other words around it. Number 1, the word snail. I already know some things about snails, so I can use that to help me with the word sluggish. I know snails move really slow, and if they said it finally arrived, that must have meant it took a long time. So sluggish means very slow or slowly. The slow snail finally arrived. Circle the pronoun that should replace the underlined word. Matt and I studied for our math test last night, so we should do well. She studied for our math test. Does that mean the same thing as Matt and I? No. Them studied for our math test. Can you say them if you are one of the people? No. He studied for our math test? No. We studied for our math test last night. That would be the correct one. We are on to day 3, box 1. Circle the complete subject, so the who or what a sentence is about. My helmet will protect my head if I crash. Who or what is this sentence about? This sentence is about my helmet. Complete the analogy. Humid This colon means is to. So humid is to rainforest. As, dry, is to what? So I first need to see how do these two words relate to each other. They might be synonyms, they might be antonyms, they might relate in a different way. Well, I know that these words don't mean the exact same thing. I also know that they don't mean the opposite, so it must be a different type of connection. When I think about the rainforest, I know that there's a lot of rain, but it's also pretty warm, which can lead to humid environments. So I know that the rainforest is humid, or an example of humid weather would be the rainforest, would be in the rainforest. So now I need to look at my next word, and it needs to relate to my missing word. Dry is to what? So I can see that the second word was a place or an environment. What's an environment that's really dry? The desert. So I would write the desert. Humid is to rainforest as dry is to desert. Circle the proper nouns in the sentence below. Proper nouns are specific nouns that are names of people, places, things, or ideas, and they're capitalized. Abraham Lincoln and Andrew Jackson both lived in the White House in Washington, D.C. There's a lot here. This is a proper noun, it's a first name. Here's a proper noun, it's a last name. Andrew's a proper noun, it's a first name. Jackson is a proper noun because it's a last name. The White House would be a proper name because that's a specific name of a place, and Washington, D.C. would be a proper noun as well. What type of figurative language is the following sentence? They are like two peas in a pod. Simile or metaphor. Similes and metaphors are ways to write sentences in a very unique or figurative or comparative-like way. So similes will compare two things using the words like or as. A metaphor will say something is something else or things are something else. So this sentence, does it include any of those words? They are like two peas in a pod? Well, it does use the word like and are. Is my comparison between like or the word are? They are these other things, or are they like these other things? Well, the fact that we use the word like proves that it's a simile. We're comparing they, whoever they are, to peas in a pod, meaning they're very close to each other. It is a simile. When you see the word like or as, it's a simile. Your next one is day 4, simple sentence or compound sentence. My mom and dad left for vacation. Is this just one sentence, which would be a simple sentence, or a compound sentence, which would mean two sentences put together with usually a comma and a conjunction? My mom and dad left for vacation. This is just a simple sentence. Which of the following words are transition words? Upper, next, start, or then? Upper, no. Next, yes, it transitions into the next thought. Start. You could say at the start, but you would need some other words. Then, yes. Bubble the word if the word is a verb, adjective, or adverb. Gentle. Well, this is a describing word. You could say that the baby had a gentle touch when it pet the dog. That would describe, so it is an adjective. Write F for fragment, S for sentence. Remember, a fragment will mean that it's missing either the subject or the predicate. The brown slow snail. Well, that's the subject. Did it say what that brown slow snail did? No, so it's just a fragment. It's not a sentence. It shouldn't have a period there. Boys played. Does it have a subject? Yes, boys. Does it have a predicate? Yes, played. It's short, but it's technically a sentence. Slept all night long. Well, does it say who or what slept all night long? No. So it's just the predicate, meaning it's a fragment. Rolling down the hill. Did it say who or what was rolling down the hill? No. So it's just the predicate, meaning it's a fragment. It's not a complete sentence. The first and the third and the fourth one are not complete sentences. They should not be written. Please make sure you have corrections on your page, and then you may submit this to Schoology as an assignment.